Hi, Rachel.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for agreeing to do this.
You're very welcome.
As you know, we want to push out some information about the new standards-based report card for K-5.
Absolutely.
And it's important for me to have teachers really share information as we're going through this. This is, of course, our first year, but I know that you've been involved starting probably back in February.
Yes.
Anyway, for all of our listeners, I am speaking with Rachel Cunningham, and I believe she's still teaching third grade at Smalley Elementary.
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. Yeah, she's a wonderful teacher and has been on the committee working on this project again since February. And so I know she has a lot to say.
Yes.
The question I have for her today, though, is this. Rachel, what do you want parents to know about the new standards-based report card? How might it impact communication among teachers and parents?
Well, there's a lot that I want parents and families to know about our new report card. First of all, I want them to know that it wasn't just created overnight. We spent a lot of time going through every aspect that you could possibly think of a report card. So, for example, should we have letters or numbers to gauge where students are as a scale? What priority standards are we choosing that teachers are engaging with instruction every day to assess and see where our students are? All areas. So, for example, English language arts, all the way to STEAM, all the way to physical education. Teachers had a hand in creating these report cards and picking those priority standards. So it's really important that families and parents know that there was a lot of thought that went into this. I also want them to know that this is going to be an excellent communication tool for families and parents to know exactly where their students are academically and where they need to go next. Teachers are going to be able to put comments in, and I know I'm going to be using it to input data to show families this is where they scored on this assessment, this is where they scored there, this is where we're growing, this is what we need to still work on. So it's just going to be an excellent communication tool for families and for parents as well. I'm a third grade teacher. I used to teach first grade, so I've seen both ends of the grading. So I know in the younger grades, it was either meeting expectations, below, above, whereas in the older grades, we would give letter grades. That doesn't exist across kindergarten through fifth grade anymore. We are now going to be grading on a 1 through 4 proficiency scale. And if a student scores a 3, that means that they're meeting the end of year standard. So we shouldn't necessarily expect to see 3s until either trimester 2 or really trimester 3. What we're assessing is end of year standards. So this is definitely going to be a mindset shift for families and for parents, and even for some teachers who are used to grading a certain way. Parent sees a 1 on a report card, that means that they are below standard for where we would expect at that point in the school year. And what that means is the teacher will really have to kind of explain to the parent why they have that below standard. It means that they're not necessarily making the progress that we would expect to see. A 2 would mean that they are progressing towards that standard, which is great. We want to see them making progress. But if a student scores a 1, that's really good information for both the teacher and the families to see, okay, they're not making progress where they are. What do we need to do as teachers, and how can we partner with our families to make sure that they are making that progress? And that's where that communication and conversation piece is really going to come in with families, to show them if there are some 1s, that's okay, but that's where we need to zone in our instruction in school and the family support at home. To me, that means that the student has mastered what I would expect in the third grade level. And that doesn't mean, say that happens in trimester 2, that doesn't mean that I just stop there. That means that you keep pushing them forward. So if they're in that 4, quote unquote, and they're in third grade, I, as the classroom teacher, would then be looking at the 4th grade ELA standards. I'm teaching ELA, departmentalized, so that's why I say ELA, but across the board, we need to be looking at those grade level standards that are above where those students are to really push them to get to that next level. And the same goes with if you have a 1 or even maybe a 2 on your report card, depending what time of the year it is. Then maybe as a third grade teacher, I need to look at the second grade standards and see how I need to adjust my instruction to best meet the needs of all of my students. So A 3 is fantastic, and we want them to ultimately get there, but we don't want to stop them there. If they are at that 4, we want to push them to the next grade level and the next level there. This will truly help to drive our instruction with exactly what our students need at that grade level, how we can push them, how we can best support them if we need to look a standard below. It's really an exciting project, and I know we had teachers join us the other day to kind of look over the report cards per grade level, and teachers are excited about it. They had some really great questions that we were able to talk about. And I really think too, like we mentioned, the communication piece with families is going to be huge. As we know, we are partners in our students' education with our families. So just making sure we have that open line of communication with families is going to be more important than ever when it comes to this report card.